loves. It's me, Love Jones. I am back with another one. Funny thing, seems like every time I get to where I'm up and I'm reestablishing myself from the stuff that they've done to me, then mysteriously something happens. And I say mysteriously, but I mean it lightly, because you can watch it the entire time. Like I don't know, y'all, if my life was a movie, you'd be able to see exactly what it is they're trying to do. It'd be obvious. And they try and try and try and try for so long, and then they finally get a chance to celebrate what it is that they're doing. Because they finally succeed in doing what they've been trying to do for a long time. And then they celebrate. They act like they're so happy to bring you down again. Somebody who don't even know who they are. Who the fuck are they? Evidently, they don't even know who they are. I bet you they have no identity of their own, because they spend so much time watching me. It couldn't be any more obvious. And so they probably just sit in the background and say and do stuff that you do, because they watch you so much. I've ever seen couples who be together for so long, they start acting like each other. Eventually, you got two women. Just don't need to, like, yeah. Yeah. So I can imagine somebody watching you for so long, just watching what it is that you do, how you move, what you think, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. They have no identity of their own. They can't, because they spend too much time watching you, which tells me they don't spend that much time being themselves in their own identity, being who they are. Snakes here. It's so funny. Well, it's not really funny. It's kind of sad, because they can keep going and going and going. And I'm not a person who does witchcraft. I just never believed you had to. However, I've also never have been attacked constantly, every day, non-stop. This has never happened to me before in life. But for the last couple of years, this has been my life. And so it makes you rethink everything about what it is that you've been doing. You know, the part of me that always kind of sits back and let God handle it. It's diminishing slowly, slowly. Because with everything that I have to go through, every time something else occurs and it's something else for me to get over, something else for me to get through, it makes me want to respond. It makes me want to respond. And so you find yourself sitting up looking at little witchcraft shit on TikTok. Because where do you start when you want to pay back somebody who has been fucking with you for a long time and hasn't nothing been done about it, while you're steady losing? Every time you think you got up, every time you think you made a difference, then they do something else to cause you to lose. Where do you start? Where do you start? Do you start with the Bible spells? Two or more can agree. And so it is, right? But what if it's not two? What if it's not two? Because it's been me by myself. All of my family has backstabbed me and did some weird shit in the background to help themselves to what I had going on. Call my friends, whether it was my energy, my money, them being paid to do weird shit, constantly watch you, steal your sayings, your ideas, go back and repeat the shit in public so everybody else can hear them and maybe laugh at them or think they're so smart and educated. People who I don't call my friends sit back and watch, and if anything involves anything they around and they're jealous, they're envious in any type of way, they do weird shit in the background to try to stop that. Example, maybe you're supposed to work with somebody and they have a jealous girlfriend. She in the background doing spell work. She got people in the background doing spell work for her. So none of what you're supposed to be doing is coming to fruition because everybody's in the background hateful, envious, jealous. So what do you do when you get tired of it? When you've let God handle it for so long, you know, everything happens in divine timing. You can't force things. But to sit up and just wait for things to go right for you and for people to receive their karma, that's a hard thing to do. And considering the time that you've already been waiting, and only this much karma you've seen them go through, while you in the background going through hell, and they celebrate every time they accomplish something, while everybody just sit back and watch, pretend like they don't see. I'm about ready to send a lot of these motherfuckers to hell, to be honest with you. I'm over it. I'm tired of sitting back waiting on you to receive karma while I go through some different shit every day. Low-key codependent. Sick of garbage ass family members. I can go down a list and name them, but they'll probably be named in my lawsuit soon. And so I'm going to refrain from calling out names. I'm going to refrain from calling out names. From now anyway. Just for now. You'll be able to come on here soon. And I'm going to let you know exactly who they are. And what they are. What they about. Because there's a lot of people out here that do weird shit in the background. Been doing spell work, been playing with demons, and they be right in y'all face. And it's so funny because y'all pretend to be so woke, but y'all so woke when you watching me, and you sleep when it come down to the people right there in your face that's doing stuff. And I just find that really strange. How can you be woke to certain things and sleep to other things unless you're not truly spiritually awakened? That third eye may be open, but it's not spiritually open. It's not open to the things it should be open to. It's open as in you can hear what people are saying. You can tap into somebody else's business when you want to. But spiritually, you're like the lowest of the low. You have no clue. no knowledge, no wisdom when it comes down to spiritual things. When it comes down to having a connection with the Most High. But y'all can hear everything somebody talking about though. And because you can hear everything somebody talking about, the first thing you want to say is, open your third eye when it comes down to things like this going on. Meanwhile, you on a love spell and don't realize it from the person in the house with you. But you know everything going on in the household over next door. But you don't know what the person right there with you is doing. Right there with you. That you sleep with every night. Or that you call your best friend. That you hang out with every Friday. Not people you barely see. People you see on a regular. Y'all sleep to them people. They be playing right there. Right there. Telling you lies. You believe them. And so how is it that y'all are so woke but sleep at the same time? Ever heard of sleepwalkers? Because that's what I feel like you got a lot of out here. Sleepwalkers. Now, people, when they sleepwalk, they can hear. They just not aware of what's going on, but they can hear though. You do something to scare them or startle them, they'll come out of it and they will be fully awake. But as long as they sleep, they can still hear. They can still hear. They still process things. But they just can't see. Because they're not fully awake. That's what I feel like it's a lot of people like that. Spiritually speaking. I feel like it's a lot of people like that. Who are walking around pretending to be woke. But they're so highly disconnected from God, from the Most High. Their woke only consists of being able to hear other people's conversation. You can hear who talking about you. You ain't even woke enough to know what to do when other than try to retaliate when you hear them. You either getting mad or you getting happy because you can hear what they saying, one or the other. But that's it. That's it. That's it. They can't do anything else. They're not connected spiritually enough to know. To help certain people, to make certain sacrifices, to lose the ego when it comes down to things, to check people around them when they doing weird shit. Because birds of a feather flock together. And you surround yourself with bullshit people. With 3 bullshit people, then you're going to be the 4th bullshit person. Isn't that how it go? Isn't that what we talk about? Isn't that what we say? Meanwhile, you got these people walking around here sleepwalking. They have the nerve to be doing spells. And then you got the people who taking up for them. Because they got to be loyal to trash. Because they've been tricked for so long. And now to even correct somebody off something that they doing will mean they're going to be exposed for everything that they've done. So meanwhile, y'all going to watch an innocent person be tortured. Because you don't want to be convicted. of the things that you have truly done. And so in other words, y'all out there, y'all are not the innocent ones. Y'all out there doing a bunch of weird shit in the background and getting away with it. But you will watch an innocent person be tortured and convicted of something that they haven't done just for simply being themselves in a world full of hateful ass people. Just to keep yourselves from being convicted about something that you did. Imagine that. This is life. This is life. For a bunch of people out there who call themselves woke, who truly just sleepwalking. Just a bunch of sleepwalkers out here. Walking, talking, doing weird shit they can hear. But to the average person who can actually see, they look like fools. They look like a bunch of fucking idiots. That's where I'm at with it today. I found myself earlier just watching, I say earlier, but right before I got on here, just scrolling on TikTok. Seeing things about failed casters. TikTok. Full of witches. Full of witches. People get paid for this too. Witches getting paid for spreading witch shit. They getting paid for doing what they do. They got plenty of followers. Abusive and your employer's on it. It's okay. My lawyer's gonna be on it too. Because I got something for them. I don't have employers. I have old employers. People who used to employ me. They all of a sudden chose not to anymore. After trying to make me quit. After they were retaliating, trying to make me quit. It's so funny because some of these same people, some of the same ones, are connected to my employers. Some of these same people that I've watched play in my face. You know, some of the same people whose back I've had, but who were surrounded by people who wanted to be me. They were surrounded by hateful, jealous, envious people who wanted to be me. Those same people are connected to my employers. Imagine that. Imagine that. And so considering they hated me, considering they were jealous of me and what it is that I had, considering they had already taken the time out and tried to imitate me and throw it in my face as if so what, nothing's gonna happen. Considering a lot of these people I was watching being staged in these places look like people who they deal with. Considering that these people have a certain type of clout. And you know, they want to be connected. It's so funny. You have clout chasers want to be connected to the clout. Then I all of a sudden get fired from my job. They all of a sudden start retaliating against me. I've had to report certain people. Yeah. All of this is going to be mentioned. And don't worry. Because if nothing's done about it, then I know for sure I can come back on here and call out names. And so if nothing else, y'all are going to know these people for who they are and what they are. Whether they've played major roles in the situation or whether they just sit back and allow things to happen because they were too coward to say or do anything. You know? Are those the ones who sat back and watched an innocent person go through hell because they were worried about getting exposed for being not innocent when it come down to certain things? Are they the ones in the background telling lies? I'm sure it was them, but I'm sure it was also many other different people. When it came down to it, many other different people collaborated with family. Yeah, I'm sure they did collaborate with family. And now they all gonna be sitting somewhere looking stupid. Imagine people with the status being jealous of you, a person with no status. Imagine people with the status around here who's supposed to have so much clout, doing so much good in the city, being jealous of a person who people barely know. Imagine they worried about where their person is gonna go. When you're the one supposed to have all the money, you're the one supposed to have these things unlocked, right? But y'all so worried about where somebody else is gonna go. And so yeah, these famous people here, connecting with people at my job, and then I'm being fired from a job that I've had for 11 years while they are doing shows that they haven't done in God knows how long. After sitting down and appearing to be in a retired status, now they all of a sudden moving around and doing shows and living a good life after I've been fired. See a Burger King and a Dairy Queen here, which amounts to trash. That's what that amounts to. People who crowns based off what they have, their status, not who they are and what it is they actually do, not who they are and what they actually bring to the table when it comes down to helping people. But it is just strictly based off what they have, and they use their power and their privilege to get away with certain things. So can you imagine somebody who's sitting at home minding their own business, focusing on what they're supposed to be focusing on, trying to make their life better, and they being watched by people with a status? So much so to where one of those people are worried about where the other person may go because they're being watched so hard. And again, those same people having a connection to my job that I later on lost for reasons that are unknown, made up reasons. I've seen a mother-in-law here. Somebody's mother-in-law keep popping out. Somebody's mother-in-law keeps popping out most of my readings. Somebody's mother played a large role in doing something here. Just so funny because everything makes sense. It all makes sense. White could be a name, could be a color of a person. These could be white people who are doing this, connecting with other white people. And because they have a status, they're able to connect to the clout chasing gold diggers in your family too, who want to be a part of that status. Imagine that. And so you got family, celebrities working together, who knows crooked, corrupt officials. And so now they coming in working. Your ex, or who people would look at and call your ex, I would say old friends. Jealous in the background. They don't want you to move forward in life because you're doing something that they supposed to be doing. You're doing something that they want to do. It's a man's world. They want to be the one doing this. They want to take over the city with what it is that they're doing. And how dare you actually get more attention than I've gotten in 6 months, than I've gotten in 10 years, 15 years of doing this. How dare you think you're going to just come up and steal what it is that I'm doing? People being paid to come up against you. Rumors being spread, y'all. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit by people with these statuses who have the ability to do something and don't. And so when we look at these people and decide we're going to look up to them and worship them and idolize them, you need to recognize who you worshiping and idolizing, because most of these people ain't shit, and I can tell you firsthand. I can tell you they not. I can tell you they're liars. I can tell you that they pretend to be people who they are not. I can tell you that they do things that look good for the public eye, but behind closed doors, they don't. They don't care about anything that is helpful to you. They only care about what looks good for them. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. Slept with a relative. Didn't I just tell you? Of course they would be connected to the clout chasing gold diggers in your family. Men and women. Just because you're a man don't make you not be a gold digger. Siblings. You're probably connected to your brothers and sisters out there. Drama queens. Everybody trying to stop your money. Everybody working together, trying to do things to hurt you, when all you've done is sit in the background and do things to try to make your life better. You had absolutely nothing to do with these people until they came and stepped on your turf, until they came and presented themselves to you, until they came and started trying to knock stuff down in your life. Including the family members. Nothing to do with them. If you did at some point, it stopped. Because for me, I seen certain things in family members, and I knew right then I couldn't do. I would not be around them when I got to be successful. I knew right then. People trying to compete with me in the background. I know people spiritually watching people, other people who are entering my lives, people with a status who are coming around in my life all of a sudden. I see the way family see. Every time I do something positive or gain some type of advantage, move up just a little bit, they pull back a little bit, as if it bothered them when I was doing well. I seen that. Your own family. Your own family. Toxic ass family, yeah. Spreading other people, bringing other people into their delusion, pretending that they like you. It's what you have. By family from friends, y'all. So you know what? Make you wanna get back at them. I've never done spell work. I don't know how to do spell work, but I want to do something to get back at them. At this point, I want to retaliate. At this point, I'm ready to watch them suffer, just like they've sat in the background and watched me suffer. Just like they've constantly thrown things in my way to cause me to be stagnant when it comes down to anything. Not being able to move forward, because every time I take a few steps forward, I'm getting knocked back twice as many steps. With every accomplishment, with every time they accomplish knocking me back, they celebrate it. Not go out and party, celebrate it, but they make sure you know they're happy through the music, through the internet, the same way they bully you, the same way they make sure you know other things. These people who appear to be so good in the public, you know, they appear as if they love to help. They appear as if they're concerned about children and what these children do in life. They appear as if they want to be a big part of helping people establish their lives. And you know what they're doing in the background? Breaking down people they're jealous of. And so they look like they want to build you up in public when the cameras come on. When they go off, they in the background doing spells on you to make sure you don't succeed. When they go off, they're in the background sending people to watch you and stalk you and watch your bank accounts and make sure you don't have any money, while they trying to steal your energy and make sure they able to live off your energy, while they are in the background being successful in your energy. These same people who ask y'all kiss, by the way. Same people whose ass y'all take the time and kiss. The same people y'all celebrating with every time that they win. Same people whose concerts y'all go out and book. Imagine that. Same people you go out here and vote for. Same people you think supposed to be there to protect you. Imagine that. Everybody working together to destroy a person who has done nothing to any of them other than lift them up when they clearly had no self-esteem and the people they were surrounding themselves with couldn't do the job. And they've been around the same people for 20 years and they can't even tell when their friend is depressed. Or they can't even tell when their husband is sad as hell. It's the same people who play in your face. People who can't measure up to you and know you have to bring out certain qualities in them. You have to uplift them so they can see who they are. And then they go on and they beat their chest and they're happy about what it is that they're accomplishing now. They have this newfound energy. They're feeling good about themselves, and they know what they do. Take the time to tear you down or sit back and allow you to be trashed and torn down. Why? Because too much of their dirt will get out then, because they worried. And so in other words, it seemed like it was better if you just left them where they were. Low self-esteem, feeling like your time was pretty much over. Just go sit down somewhere and just let life pass you by the rest of the way. Why everybody sleep around, and that's pretty much the gist of your life. Sleep around with different people, drink, maybe do a few drugs when the time presents itself. I hope your other businesses you invested in make some money, right? You think about what you invested into people who pretend like they don't even know you. It's because they messing with your family. They dealing with your family. You got family around here who fit in with them. You know why they fit in with them? Because they're the same kind of people. They're jealous. They're hateful. They're envious. They see where they can't measure up to you. You make them feel like they're less than because you are where you are and they are where they are. And so it's not you making them feel like that. It's them looking and seeing they are here and you are here. And they all on the same page. Celebrities, talk show hosts, whatever you want to call them. They all on the same page with your family who ain't doing shit with themselves but gold digging. They all on the same page. Imagine that. So you got to ask yourself who people truly are. If they relate better to people who ain't doing shit in life, then that tell you who they truly are. It tells you who they truly are at the heart of things, not who they pretend to be when the cameras come on, but who they truly are behind closed doors. "37 minutes. Got a Capricorn here. I don't know what this Capricorn is here for, but I know I wish I never met a Capricorn who did absolutely nothing but turn their back on me when the time presented itself. They were able to fade into the background when the time presented itself. Pretend as if they don't know anything when they knew way more than what they were supposed to know. Because again, these are sleepwalkers out here. They can hear everything about what's going on, but they don't know how to react in a productive way. They don't know how to react in ways that make sense. And so what do? They pay to shut up and not do anything, to watch what's going on. Yeah. It's a Capricorn I wish I would have never met. Honestly, them being in my life has caused me more harm than it's caused me good. Than it has helped me in any kind of way. Him being in my life has caused me more harm. People use them to watch me. They use them to help spread rumors, tell lies about me. Meanwhile, I ain't did nothing but try to uplift this person. Make them feel like they were better than the stuff that they were settling for. Only to find out you deserve to be depressed. You felt like trash, that's because you knew that's how you were presenting yourself. You knew that's what was in you. That's why you felt like trash. That's why you felt like you couldn't get any more than these basic people around here. That's why you felt that way. A Sagittarius here that I wish I never met. person I used to deal with was always jealous. Always jealous. Always felt like they can give this even exchange, but nothing else was ever an even exchange. They wanted to sleep with you all the time. And when you wasn't giving it up to them, they tell you you're not doing enough for them to do what they're doing. But the truth is, they wasn't doing shit. You know how much money I loaned this Sagittarius? For them to go out and put together these extravagant things and be around all these celebrities and pretend as if they had it like that. No, you gotta fake it till you make it though, right? And then when you make it, you gotta down talk a person, make them feel like they less than you. All of a sudden, when you make it, you don't remember how much they put in for you to make it. You don't remember how every show you did came up short. You don't remember who was there helping you put in money and only getting that money back and not getting it back in the 2 weeks you were supposed to, but 2 months later. While everybody else put in was benefiting. Everybody else helped you out was benefiting from it. They getting that money back in 20%, 30%, 40%. What they put in. They get the benefit from it. For me, I don't get the benefit from anything. You're going to give me exactly that back a month and a half after I'm supposed to get it back. And then you want to try to bribe me when it comes down to help that you volunteered to do. Because the 2 or 3 times that I've asked you for something in a 5 years span, you've told me no. All 3 times. You've created some excuse why you couldn't help. Why you couldn't provide me with what I 2 or 3 times that I asked in a 5-year span. But every time you came to me, I was there. Every single time for the Sagittarius. Every single time. Go out to eat. They pulling out coupons and count they last little bit of money up. What you do? You sit there and you drink water with them. I can't even order a drink. You know, an average person will be like, what the hell are you out for if you can't afford to be out? What you out here for if you can't afford to do it? Are you out here trying to hang with the big dogs if you can't afford to do it? But I ain't called nobody out on that bullshit. I tried to understand certain things. I tried to be there when it come down to certain things. Only for me to stop giving what he thought he was paying for. For me to pull back from it. I'm not going to give it to you anymore. And then he tried to destroy me behind my back. Starting off with my car. Destroy my car. I'm going to make you come back to me. I'm going to make you ask for some help. When you ain't got no car you riding around here in, I bet you come back then. I bet you I use my 2 feet and walk. And you can kiss my ass while you watching me kick rocks. Excuse my French. But y'all see where I'm coming from. These the type of people who I've been around. People who I pour into that don't bother to give back at all. People who feel like you should look up to them. People who feel like they are not on your level when it comes to things. But the truth is, they not on your level. And it's not because you beneath them. It's because they beneath you. It's because when they truly should be learning some things from you and celebrating what they learned from you, they treat you like you should be learning from them when they have nothing to teach. They have nothing to teach when everything about what it is they have and who they are has been fake. For the cameras, for the gram, relationships, for the gram. the way they're living for the gram. When you learn the true people, who they really are, and you realize everything being put out there is fake. Everything being put out there is fake. Because people want to look a certain way for the public. They want people to look at them and feel like they are these successful people in the world who put so much hard work in, when the truth is they're just a bunch of users, liars, manipulators. And the truth is, if they can do some shit and get away with it, they're gonna do it and get away with it. The truth is they lack integrity. The truth is they are piss poor morally. But they don't want you to see that part. They don't want you to see that part. And so we sit back behind the scene and we don't talk about it. We try to, cover for them to a certain extent, because you know who they truly are and what they are truly about. But meanwhile, they don't cover for you. The same people whose back you've had turn their back on you over and over and over and over again, and then they deal with your family who are more like them. Same liars, jealous, envious people. Truth is, birds of a feather flock together. And the fake is more close to them than anything that's real. I have a part of my family that are Masons in these secret societies, and I have a part of my family that's I don't know if I want to call it spiritual, because the truth is they use the Bible, they use the things they know about God, they use the prayers that are in the Bible. I spell. All of a sudden they trying to get rid of the video. All of a sudden you have connection issues. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. I'm at these 56 minutes right here, but I'm gonna come right back because let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.